After almost 900 hours of gameplay, I completed the main storyline and played around most of the Morrowind expansion story. My main character is a dark elf and I play as a sorcerer with, I guess you could call it a meta build. I found on some YouTube builds, build guides that helped me increase my chances in beating dungeons and some other content. I did some PvP and I got whacked pretty hard by high level players, even though I'm not maxed out on my gear level. The highest I've ever gotten is gear level CP 140. Now that Golden Road expansion is out, I wanted to give the game a try, and the first expansion was the Morrowind expansion, and I wanted to play it in the order it was released. The Morrowind storyline began on PC, then on console in 2017 during the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 era. Now to begin with the review, without any spoilers, I have to say it was kind of good, maybe a little above mid. The Morrowind expansion takes place in the old and beloved Elder Scrolls 3 game from the past before the single player campaign started. Morrowind is the home of the Dark Elves, from what I know. Story quests are fully voice acted, and I was able to get into the plot and narrative very quickly, with its charming world full of lava, overgrown mushrooms, and ugly looking bugs to kill, of course. I leveled up to level 50, the max level, without using any boosts, and there are still plenty of things to do, yet I have complete other content I need to complete in Morrowind. Have fun completing the zones. It will take a good chunk of your time, but nonetheless, it's still a very good game for people that want to get into ESO. I maxed out my level within 400 hours of gameplay with farming resources and crafting gear. I maxed out some of my skills and abilities, and I am still working on maxing out my crafting skills. It took me another 200 hours to farm out the resources and do guild quests altogether. The end game is such a grind. One thing that helped me with leveling my crafting skills was to do my daily. Those are called crafting writs, and you can do one of each per day. It boosts your crafting experience by a decent amount. Morrowind can take a new player a decent amount of time to figure out what the hell you're supposed to do. The answer is simple. Go on quests, craft your gear, and go on an adventure. Typical MMO stuff. The only thing you can't do is, being my waifu Neru. She's off limits. No touchy! Now that the story is concluded from the video due to minor and major spoilers, you will have to play the game yourself, because this is not what this video is about. My opinion on the Morrowind expansion, after playing most of my time in the Vardenfell area and other zones, I have to say after 800 hours it starts to get bland, and all I ever see is Nords, Dark Elves, and Argonians. The expansion is somewhat above mid, and for a beginner it might be good for those who played Elder Scrolls 3 and wanted to play it for nostalgia. It has probably the most Elder Scrolls 3 soundtrack you hear, but a more modern version of it. Some of the zones, from what I hear, that Elder Scrolls fans complain about is the map. It is not as big as the original Morrowind game. I have never played the game, nor that I plan to. Now, my conclusion about the whole thing with Morrowind expansion. Morrowind has so far been a blast, and I cannot wait to continue doing more of the major quests. And hopefully I decide to 100% the whole Morrowind content. That includes the weapon and armor skins, major story quests, zones, etc. If I feel like it, I might do some of the story quests too. I recommend playing the Morrowind expansion right now, especially for new players. Anyways, that should be it for the review. If you like what you watched, give me a thumbs up and like the video to support my channel. If that's not your cup of tea, then I am on other platforms. I stream on Twitch and Kick. Link is in the... Catch you guys next time.